The biggest thing with Apple Classroom is developing the habit of using Apple Classroom on a daily basis. It is ideal that Apple Classroom be used and started at every new subject you are teaching. When you start the day in math, start Apple Classroom. Run through the math block, end Apple Classroom, start it at ELA, let it run through ELA, stop it. Don't let it run all day. Remember, Apple Classroom continually captures the data of what the students are going to, what apps they're using, what websites they're visiting. That information builds up over time and can start having issues. Number two, if you need to go back through that data to find an issue that happened, that much data is a lot to go through, and it will be very hard to sift all that. Get in the habit of ideally starting it and ending it by subject matter. The other thing to do to help you start this habit, I would focus on starting it during your independent work times. Maybe not run through your whole math block, but when you start center rotations or station rotations, start it at that point. Get in the habit. As soon as you call for that, click on Apple Classroom, let it begin running. Have that iPad sitting right beside of you so that while you are doing your small group work, you can very easily look over to the side, check those student iPads, especially if they are in a rotation where they should be doing something with iPads. Check that iPad, let them or let it inform you of what's going on in that room. You can then make decisions on if you have to go in and capture somebody's iPad, lock it, and do whatever you need to. With Apple Classroom, I highly encourage you after you end your class to take a few moments to scan the report that comes out. Especially if you know there was an incident or thought there was, scan the report, see where each student was. It takes a couple minutes to flip through. You will also be able to see the gang report of these are all the apps by the whole class that were done, that were opened up. You can then go to each student and say, well, what did this one do? What did this one do? I would also get in the habit of, if you start seeing those anomalies or you start seeing a student who is, why was this app open when we should have been here? Start taking screen captures of those screens. It is a great idea to have that for documentation, for MTSS, or for other issues that may come up. And it is also good to have for those parent conferences to give you and the parents some background on what issue was happening at the time and what could we maybe do to help fix this issue. No matter which device you have, a Promethean or a Novo Pro, you can cast your iPad to that device. I encourage you at some point to cast your device, your iPad, to the Promethean or Novo and let Apple Classroom be up there, at least for one day of center rotation. If the students see that you can see what they're doing, it is a powerful tool in them policing themselves and will take off of you a lot of pressure. So all you have to do is let them know, hey, you guys remember, I can see what you're doing. Having that visual of it being up in front of the whole class, you'll start seeing that they will police themselves.